You're in the kitchen.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Drop. It's been a while since we've done an episode for you guys, mostly because of Anna. So I'll let her explain that if she wants to. But yeah, welcome back.
Hi everyone. Sorry for the voice. I just wanted to have as long of a break from Dylan as I possibly could. Basically, even through a computer screen, I just can't stand this guy. But okay, wait 1 second. Check out this drip. I can't stand Dylan, but I just happen to have this shirt. I just happened to have it on, so
Uh-huh.
just a funny coincidence. Dylan, how before we get going, you want to tell the people about this beautiful shirt I'm wearing? It's got a little, Frazier on the back. Tell us about this shirt.
Yeah, just dropped some new merchandise out there. Created a website. Now, I met this guy in St. Louis named David, and he showed up with a sign that said, "Don't have my babies in Kansas City." Thought it was pretty clever, and so decided to put it on a shirt and sell them. And so far, I think Anna is our only customer. And yeah, I just put my name on it. I just kind of endorsed it, and yeah, that's about it.
You know what's so funny? So how I obtained this shirt is so James got to San Clemente or not San Clemente, Atlanta late a few days after me, and he texts me and he's like, "What's your shirt size again?" And I was like, "Oh, like small and everything." And then he was like, "Which like do you like white or red more?" And I was like, "Let's do red." And I thought he was gonna get me some cute shirt from like Lululemon or Vori or something. And
Are you
then
dissing on my shirt?
I wasn't ready for this. I didn't know that this is what I was getting. And then a few days later, like a package, he gets, it's like Friday night, day of the tournament. There's a package. He's like, "Oh, this is for you." And I close my eyes. When I open my eyes, this is the shirt. James bought me this shirt. I didn't even buy myself this shirt. James bought me a Dylan Have My Baby shirt. He said if it had said like, "Dylan, I want to have your babies," I probably wouldn't have received it. But since this implies that Dylan is going to get pregnant with my children, with my sperm, it's fine. so, so that just makes the whole line even funnier. It's like, "Dylan, have my babies."
Yeah.
So so yeah, we thought it was funny, and James was like, "Don't forget to wear the shirt. I told a few people to tune into your podcast. Don't forget to wear the shirt." And he wanted me to like wear a jacket and everything and do a little reveal. I didn't have to rehearse this, but yeah. So sorry everyone who's listening on Spotify, but you should tune into YouTube if you want to fully understand the last 2 minutes. But yeah, I'm just gonna I had to wear something to rep the squeeze, obviously, but the shirt is for for Dylan. Um, okay, but yeah, I guess start talking about MLP, right? The topic of the weekend. Dylan and I were both in Group A, and funny enough, we played each other in in the very first match of the event. Jared and Jason from the kitchen wanted us to record a podcast, but I was like, I can't even talk to this guy. We're in that competitive frame of mind. Dill, is that why you didn't want to talk to me?
Yeah. Interesting enough, Anna said that if it was her decision to set the mixed lineup, that she was going to pit herself against me, and that did not happen.
It didn't happen. I can't even. Yeah, because I think we were responding to mixed. So why didn't that happen?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I'm actually not sure why it didn't happen. Were we up 2-0? It's
Yeah.
because we were up 2-0. I'm actually not sure why it didn't happen. In hindsight, I mean, I don't know. Me and Andre were up 2015, but I'm actually not sure why it didn't happen. I think I got vetoed. I think I wanted to play you because Rachel was like, I haven't watched much of Dylan. And I was like, I don't want her playing Dill if she's never played Dill because you're kind of funky. you're kind of
Uh-huh.
funky with the pump fake dinks and everything and the weird little poke speed ups. So I was like, okay, I don't want that. I want to play Dylan. But I must have gotten vetoed. I think it was Jeff, who's one of the does social media for the squeeze, because it was like we were up 2-0, and it was Travis in Georgia, and I was like, oh, I'm not really not sure, and he's like, you and Andre finish it, and I was like, okay, and then
It
we
was the
lost.
social media guy's decision.
I think it actually was. I think we were kind of waffling, and he was like, you and Andre go, and we were like, okay, sounds good. And then we kind of got tight, and Georgia got hot. That was frustrating. It's always frustrating when Georgia gets hot, because she just lights men up when she's hot. I wish I could do that, but it's not in my bag. And Travis hit a few lobs. The guy didn't hit any lobs, so we were at 20, and then he hit two like sick ones that Andre made me run down. My dad called me later, and he was like, "You need to tell Andre, if there's a lob, that's his problem." And I was like, I'm not going to tell him that. I just need to be better. Just need to not get lobbed. Just need to be taller. Yeah, Dylan, I got to ask you, what do you have to say about that team? We could talk about pickleball too, but maybe you don't even want to go there. Um, you know, to, or give us a recap. How about you recap what happened in Group A, which was us, the Squeeze, the Ranchers, the Bay Area Breakers, and Atlanta Bouncers. Talk about Group A.
Yeah, so obviously the squeeze made it out of our pool. And then the Bay Area Breakers made it out as well. So those two teams were 2-0 at the end of Friday. So the next day, my team, the Ranchers, and who's Pablo's team?
Bouncers.
The Bouncers, Atlanta Bouncers, were 0-2. So we weren't really playing anything for pride at that point, and the Squeeze and the Bay Area Breakers were playing for the number one seed of our division. Um, and then the Squeeze won. I didn't see the score. Did you guys win that in doubles, or did it go to Dreambreaker?
3-1. 3-1. We lost men's in a the men's was like, it was just like when Rafa and Tyra played Tyson and Catherine. Rafa was just, and Connor too, but of course mostly Rafa was just, it's like our boys had like overheads on like 4 or 5 points in a row and lost all of them. It was just so Rafa was getting everything back. It was really funny and frustrating, but it was a good match. And then me and Andre won against Ed and Connor really close, and then Rachel and Zane kind of cleaned up against Leia and Rafa, which is when Zane made the Rachel's, daddy. That's when that whole saga started. Was in that match. But tell me your thoughts on on your team and the Bouncers. Like, Bay Area is solid all around. I wouldn't expect they'll make changes. I think they just Leia and Rafa need to play a little better. Is number two mix, and I think they should be in a good position to make it a group play. But tell me about, like, what was going on. What you think about those other teams, your team and Atlanta.
Yeah, we kind of had a slow start against your team. Travis and I both felt like we did not play very well against your team, at least in our men's match. And so we were kind of like at that point, like it can't get much worse than that. So we're just going to go out and try to compete a little bit harder. And we did. Travis and I won our next two games, Georgia and Travis. Georgia played really well the whole time, I thought. She and Travis won all their mixed matches. But yeah, we were just a little bit flat. I think our team, if everybody's playing well, then I think we've got a really good team. I mean, we lost to the Breakers in a Dream Breaker. I think they were semifinalists, right? They made it to the semifinals and then lost. So we were close to that team. Had chances to win it in the doubles before the Dream Breaker too. So I think if things go our way, then we could be right there in the playoffs. I was also feeling a little bit under the weather, so I didn't have my best stuff. But yeah, I don't think we've got anything to worry about, as long as we just come out there and play a little bit better next time.
Yeah, I felt like in the men's match, it was like I think Andre and Zane are the best men's team at leaving the ball. It's unbelievable how well they leave the ball. But Trav, like his like one-handed, his backhands just like 5 went long, and they don't usually go long. And I thought that was pretty huge for our guys in that one. And then yeah, for Atlanta, I feel like everyone had some questions about that team. I still think they're dangerous, of course. I mean, Paris and Hunter I thought played well, better than I expected. Me and Andre almost lost to them, and I think they won. They pushed George and Trav really hard, and they did win
Yep.
against the Breakers, I think. So they played well. I thought Paris played well. I thought Simone. I think a lot of people were dealing with being a little bit sick. There was something going around this weekend. I don't know. I think I heard maybe she was feeling under the weather too. So there was a lot going on. And then, yeah, we advanced. I was really glad when the Breakers beat you guys. Nothing personal, but just so that on Saturday morning there was no tiebreaker situation. It was just very straightforward, winning the bye. Yeah, so that's all I think really say about Group A. And then Group B was the group of death with DC, Chicago, Utah, and Dallas. So the top 3 picks of the draft were all in that pool, along with James's team, which a lot of people, myself included, thought was one of the top 3 teams on paper with James, Callie, Elise, and Jay. But they got off to a slow start, Dallas. I think it was a mistake to have James playing the right in men's once they switched that. I think they did pretty well. And then Annalise team kind of underperformed, but it's tough. It's tough. They wanted to have Gabe Tardio, but Hayden getting sick cost them Gabe. Yeah, I thought that group was really fun to watch all around. Oh my gosh, did you watch the Eric Lang match?
The one where he played against Riley and
Yes.
Christian. Yeah.
Oh my god.
No, the end of it.
How did you not watch the whole match, Dylan?
I didn't. I haven't gone back and watched it yet, but
Oh
I
my
heard Eric
gosh.
played
Oh
really
my
well.
gosh. Everyone in the comments is going to be like, roast. Oh my gosh, I can't believe you didn't watch that match. That's like the greatest. That's a match that in 3 years we'll be telling people as a pickleball historian, it's like, no, you have to go back and watch that
Really.
match because obviously James and I, we saw all the memes about it. We didn't see it live. And Saturday night we were planning on watching it together. But it just like it didn't end up happening. I had to go to bed early and stuff, but because I played at 8 a.m. the next day. But then we like agreed to not watch it. We could watch together. And then yesterday night we watched it, and we were worried it wasn't going to live up to all the hype. It wasn't going to live up to all the memes we had seen or, everything. And it was better. It was freaking better. Like Riley is smiling like during the match. Like Jackie is smiling. Like Kyle McKenzie's like kind of smiling, kind of just like what is even happening right now. Like I don't think anyone has ever like daddied up someone so hard in men's doubles.
Really.
It was truly unbelievable.
It was that
Eric
good.
Eric Lang, like I think there was a meme. It was like best players, Biggle 2014, Timothy Nelson 2015, someone else 2016 to 17, Kyle Yates, and 2018 to like 2023, Ben Johns. I'm getting these dates wrong, obviously. And then it's like September 23rd, 1:30 to 2 p.m. Eric Lang. And it was absolutely accurate. Once mix started, he cooled off. He got dusted by Riley. Riley daddied him up in mixed. But for those like 15, 20 minutes of men's doubles, Eric Lang was the best player on the planet. Ben was getting out of his way. It was unreal. You have to watch, Dylan. I can't believe you haven't watched it. Everyone listening, go and watch that match. Chicago Slice versus DC Pickleball Club. Everyone wanted this match really badly. Riley was like, I'm going to beat Ben. He's playing with Lang. Christian's playing great. And Lang said, no. Lang was giving him the yup. You have to watch it. Everyone has to watch that match. That is a match that no one should ever forget about. I don't have too much else to say about this group, though. I mean, it was really tough all around. The Kawamotos were unbelievable. We'll kind of talk about them more later, but definitely a bit of a heartbreaker for Annalise. She didn't do too great. I think her overall record was 2-4, so didn't do that well with Irina, or I think she played mixed with Kyle, Thomas, and AJ, so no rhythm for anyone there. Obviously, yeah, just didn't. I felt like Irina was tight and making a lot of errors, and sometimes there wasn't much Annalie could do. It's tough to play with Annalie. It's tough. James wants me to say that Kyle kept speeding the ball up to his wide backhand, and that Kyle thought that James was Dylan Frazier. Do you have anything else you want to add, James?
Do you like the shirt I got her?
He asked if you like the shirt. that he got
I
me?
did like it. That was
Did you like
good.
the reveal? Did you like the reveal of the shirt?
It was a good reveal. It took me back to Denver. That
Yeah,
whole
that's
reveal.
true. Is it funnier that James bought it for me than if I had just bought it for myself? Does that make it funnier?
I like that James got it for you. I thought that was funny.
It was a total surprise that when I like when my eyes I started laughing. I couldn't believe that. That's what I was expecting, like just like an athletic, something nice. My birthday's coming up. I was expecting, maybe something in like 2 weeks. But nope. He had to get it to me ASAP. So funny. Group C had Arizona Drive. I'm blanking. The Columbus Sliders. I liked it more when they were the bus. The Columbus Sliders. It's kind of like you really want to have your team name be like a hamburger, like a mini hamburger. Didn't love that. I thought their uniforms were really cute though. Miami. That was a fun team. That was a really fun team. And Brooklyn Aces. I loved watching Miami play. Miami was like one of the most electrifying teams. Of course, they've got Tyson, but Miami was so fun. Tyson and Federico were being so funny, like the hanging up the phone thing when talking about DC, and I think sorry everyone, Federico's interviews were maybe only second to Zane's this event. Did you see the one? Did you see some of them, Dylan?
I saw the one where he did the phone and then the Spanish one.
Do you want to say it in Spanish? Do you want to
What did
repeat?
he say? I don't even. What did he say? Like something like Corazon, Pasión, uh, and then La Puta Madre or
Yeah,
something
it
like
was like
that.
cajones, corazón, huevos, pasión, and then la puta madre. It was so funny, and you could see like Cameron is just like she has no idea what to say. She has no idea what to say to that. She's like, and we're going to a dream breaker. That was so funny. Miami was fun to watch. I was so happy for Allison Harris. I was really rooting for her all weekend. She had a couple sisters there cheering for her. It was so wholesome. She played amazing. Of course, like didn't have the best record, but for someone who wasn't even drafted at all and probably didn't come to the event expecting to play, just to be an alternate to, step right into Premier. I thought she held up really well. Out of the matches she lost were really close. So super happy for her. I thought that was a good decision by Miami. Anything else of interest to the group? Hayden out with a migraine, so Tardio stepped in, which I definitely the Black Diamonds were. That wasn't great for them that they lost the ability to have Gabe, but I thought Gabe played well. Arizona advances. Mr. Andiamo. Mr. Andiamo is getting it done. Getting it done, I think him and Deckel were the best men's team, 5-0. Yeah. I think that's all there is to talk about group play. Is there more to say about the group play per se?
I will say that in our group, it was cool that Trey Young showed up to watch his team, at least for the group play.
Yeah, to watch him get dusted 4-0 by us. I don't
Yeah,
even really know who Trey Young is, to be honest. I mean, I can say that like he's never going to listen to this. I know found out he's a basketball player, but is he like a really particularly good basketball player?
really, really good. Yeah,
Oh yeah, what team is he on?
Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah. I don't really know. James's friends though, his crew chose to sit like right behind him. And so there's a lot of photos of Trey Young. And so much time when I was like, okay. And then you zoom in on the side, it's like blurry. It's like Dave. And then like another, it's like a blurry Jericho. They were like, we're gonna make some like social media one way or another since we're here. So I don't know much about Trey Young, but sorry I did it to you, buddy. Sorry. Might have to do it again. Um okay, so playoffs. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the playoff matches were competitive around. I think Miami versus Chicago was one of the most fun matches. Each of those matches like could have gone either way. I think they all came down to the wire, like 2020 match points. The men's match was unbelievable. It was so awesome. Federico and Tyson versus Ben and Eric. Eric had come back down to earth, but that one was super fun. Yeah, do you have anything to add about the quarterfinals? I mean, I thought the quarterfinals were good, but nothing.
Who was the other? It was Bay Area beats. Oh, Arizona.
Arizona Drive beat Bay Area.
Arizona Drive beat Bay Area.
Yeah, I
In a
think.
Dream Breaker, right? I was a little surprised, but I thought if it went to Dream
Yeah,
Breaker, Bay Area was going to win.
Yeah, I think the big thing was that the women on the Vivians did better than expected
Yeah.
against Leia and Etta. Like I think Viv Glosman beat Etta. I think Viv David went like 4-4, maybe 5-3 against. I think 4-4 though, but I think that was the main difference maker. And then Julian and I mean, if Deckel is serving big, it's so tough, so tough. If he's winning points and keeping the serve, so
Yeah.
Arizona got it done. Despite they made it to the semi, even though up until that point, I don't think Vivian Glosman and Deckel Bar had won a mixed match. They were 0-4 going into the semifinals. Oh, and then I have to shout out Allison Harris again. Her and Tyson really giving Ben and Jesse their biggest scare. It was 2020. It was 21-21. I was really happy for her, and that was awesome to see. Just for her, she's so sweet. I really like her. I don't know her that well, but I really, really like her. And she has what Federico, said was important at MLP. I think she has all of those, except probably balls in the literal sense. I feel comfortable saying that, but I think in the metaphorical sense, she's got them. You know who else has major cojones? You know who else does, Dylan? You know who I'm going to say? Rachel Rohrabacher. She's got the biggest balls in all of MLP.
She played well.
She did play well. You questioned me. We were on this podcast. Dylan was making fun of me. He was like, "Who is Rachel Rohrabacher?" So, Dylan, what do you have to say about Mom? How that all worked out? What do you say about Miss Rachel?
I will say that I think you made a risky call, and it is paying off. I don't think the fact that it's paying off now makes your decision to draft her any less risky.
It was risky. It was risky, but the mentality. I mean, before this, the whole remerge and everything, like the Squeeze needed a home run to make Premier, and that's what we went for. I mean, I thought Rachel played so well. It was insane how good she was. Like, I was hoping for the level in this event, in the third event, is like, I was hoping we were going to like do okay. Like, I honestly was like 50-50 whether or not we'd advance out of pool play. I thought we could beat the bouncers, but I really didn't know what to expect. I thought we could do it, but like she was good in practice. We were playing pretty well in practice, but then in the turn, once the event started, we were playing so much better. Like in practice, we were having some confusion. Wasn't sure about left or right, and ended up kind of deciding to have me on the left. But we were having some confusion. Our game was close, but in the turn, we were like meshing so well. It was great. And in mixed, just no one's ever seen her, which is a huge advantage always. And then she's so aggressive. I think it kind of is a little strange for men. Like she pulls line a lot, and it was working well. But yeah, in the third event, I don't know. She's going to be a monster. I might be covering 20% of the court on the right by the third event. We'll see. But
yeah,
that was awesome. It was definitely me or her for MVP. I think we were both really deserving. I felt like after she beat Riley and was playing so well, I was like, yeah,
Take us through your final. What was that like?
Yeah, so first I'll kind of talk about the semi against the drive. I was so tight against the drive so me and Andre beat, it was 1-1, kind of expected. Ginger went as expected, 1-1, and then me and they responded to mix, so they chose to put Julian and Vivian against me and Andre. I was kind of surprised they did that a little bit, but we won that 2015. It was a little sloppy for me to start. Julian was not sharp all the way through. He didn't play great. I couldn't get to the kitchen to save my life, and we still won. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Andre's such a good partner though. Like he's so nice. Like it's like pretty early in the match, and he goes to me. He's like, I'm feeling really hot with my drops. He's like, I'm gonna come over a little more. I feel really hot with it, and I was like, okay, Andre, like sounds good. It's a really nice way to say that your drops are trash right now. Is basically what he was saying in the nicest way possible. And I was like, I see what you're saying, but sounds good. Come over. Please park yourself over here. I cannot do it. But at the line, I was super dialed. It was satisfying to won a few exchanges with Julian because in both Mesa and Daytona, he sent me packing and beat me both times in mix. So that was nice. Even though he wasn't at his sharpest, but then when Rachel and Zane played Deckel and Vivian, I had to pee so bad before the match started. So I left. I come back. They're down like 5-1. Fast. So fast. It was just a drive and crash fest. It was insane. Like, they were so hot on the drive. Like, Glausman's drive is insane. And she was connecting. It was a little colder. Then they claw back. And it was really tight. I've like never been more tight watching my teammates play at MLP. I couldn't even watch sometimes. Have you ever felt like that? Like you couldn't even watch?
I don't think I've ever been to that point. Not that nervous.
Yeah, it was because I didn't want to go Dreambreaker. I didn't want to go Dreambreaker against this team. And I was also like, this team has sucked. This team has been so bad. Like, why are they playing so well? Like right now, like, come on. Like this team's closest match was like 21-14. And they're over here like playing out of their minds. Like I've never seen Deckel want it so badly. He was screaming. He was like, in between points, like Zane's about to serve it or like Ray's about to serve it 2020, and Deckel's just like screaming like, like at the kitchen line. I've never seen Deckel so fired up and wanting it so bad. He was doing like what Paris Todd does and some women will do, where you just kind of squat at the line and scream at your opponents. Deckel was doing that at Rachel when he won a hands battle with Rachel. Like, sorry everyone on listening to me at loud volume. I'm sorry for screaming into the mic, but it was awesome. I love Deckel. It made me happy. Like even during men's, I told Rachel, I was like, it's awesome to see Deckel like so fired up. I love it.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious. Yeah, I was so tight. We go Dreambreaker. Okay, I'm sorry everyone. Sorry Dylan, you're hardly talking. But I guess at this point, the main one was tough to say. But in the Dreambreaker, so Julian is always a little chirpy, right? Julian likes to be pretty chirpy at MLP. It's nothing personal. It's just how he plays his best and how he, likes to try to get in people's heads, which is fine. So they put out Julian first. We're responding. And I'm thinking Zane. I'm like, you probably want to go Zane here, right? Like against their stud. But Zane is like, I think Andre matches up better. I want Deckel. And I'm like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah. Like Andre's tougher to pass. And I was like, okay. And it also made sense though, because Zane had been returning Deckel's serve really well all match in men's and mixed. And he loves how Deckel slices his returns. And he was just like the way he was like a pickleball. I've never seen a pickleball move the way Zane was making a pickleball move off of Deckel's slices. But when Julian hears he's playing Andre, he's like, pfft. It's like it was disrespectful that he wasn't even going to be playing Zane. And then I think Julian like wins the first point, and he's like, who is this? Who is this? Like what is this guy? And then I think Andre proceeds to win the next 3, and then it's like oh shoot, Andre showed up. But yeah, that Dreambreaker was fun. I mean, Andre and Julian had like one of the sickest singles points I've ever seen, especially considering the moment at 9-7. Insane hands exchange firefight where Zane was right. Andre being so tall really mattered. And Zane kind of did eat up Deckel. I think he went 7-1, hit some passes, hit a Tommy Ernie winner, like just amazing. And then I think I went like 4-4 with Glausman. I'm just saying her last name just because there's 2 Vivians, so it's confusing. And then Rachel did really well against Viv David. Like, I don't know, she clinched it 21-10. Other final. Yeah, do you have any comments on the other semifinal? It was Miami versus DC. Did you watch anything?
I did not see much of that match.
Who did you expect to win? Like what was the result you were expecting in the score?
I was expecting DC to win, and just straight out like either 3-0 or 3-1. I didn't think it was going to go Dreambreaker in favor of DC just because the Kawamotos were playing so well. Riley and Christian are tough to beat, and then they've got really solid mixed doubles with the Kawamotos and Riley and Christian.
Yeah, I think I expected DC to win. The Kawamotos are playing so well together. I got asked, I think, who's my least favorite person to have in front of me in women's, and I said Jade Kawamoto right now. I mean, other than the obvious answer of Anna Lee, but oh, Jade is giving me so much trouble right now. I used to be able to just light her up, but now I can't. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. I'm just like she's a little like munchkin, and she's like eating me up. I feel like I can't even pull on her. Oh, she's so annoying. They're so annoying. I said it to their faces. They're so annoying. Um, but yeah, DC's playing really well, and I think at the draft, I think a lot of people thought Christian was a really questionable draft pick that might have tanked an amazing team, but he played amazing. Really happy for him. He totally earned that spot. He played really solid in men's, really solid in mixed, and he's only going to get better at mixed, especially. The final going in, I felt like women's was a must win. I feel like if we didn't win women's, we had like an 80% chance of losing the match because Riley is not as scary as Ben. You know, I don't think you're as likely to lose both his matches, but it's like you can't bank on it on winning his. So when we lost women's, I was really like, oh shoot, this we might be done. And then we lost men's pretty badly too, and so that was like, oh crapiola. And then first we lost the toss. Also losing the toss, I thought we were really toast because if we had won the toss, I think me and Andre would have played Riley. I think that's how we would have chosen to do it. You know, so me and Andre go out first. They send out Jackie and Christian, and this is not a given by any means. We end up winning like 24-22. We were up 2016 maybe, got a little tight. They have a match point. Christian has an overhead. We're down
Could have
2-0
ended it right
in the
there.
final. Christian like had an overhead or something, and I just like the ball. I just hit a sky ball like a Tyra Black reset prayer, hoping to get back in the point, and we did. And then I think we had a couple long points. Christian got a little tight. I think he missed like a high forehand in the net. Then he missed an Ernie to finish it to give us the win. But all match, Zane is like talking to us. He's fired up. He's like, "Get me a mixed win. Get me a mixed win, and we're gonna bring this home." He's like, "I'm gonna win. Get me a mixed win, and I'm gonna send it to singles." Like the whole time, he's like gassing at me and Andre. He's like, "I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna win." So that was like, I was like, okay. And then literally me and Andre won, and I said to Andre, I was like, Kyle Yates did it.
Yeah.
What did you think were the odds? What do you think would be the odds that like Rachel and Zane beat Riley and Jade?
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to some people before that match started. I'm like, they play this match 10 times, and like no disrespect to Zane and Rachel who are playing really well, but like I think Riley and Jade were the heavy favorites going into that match, and then Rachel and Zane played really well. Felt like Riley came out a little bit flat, and yeah, that
Okay,
was
10
crazy.
times though. 10 times. How many times would you have said that Riley and Jade win out of 10 times played?
Probably 9 out of 10 times, I would have
Yeah,
guessed.
it's a 9 or 10. Like, is I think what people would think. I mean, one game to Riley scoring anything. Maybe you say 9 then, but Jade is so solid. She makes balls. Great cross court dinker. But midway through the match, I kind of remembered. I was like, wait, Zane has beaten Riley in mixed this year. Like Zane and Susanna beat Riley and Andrea. So then
Oh,
once I kind of remembered that, I remembered that pretty early, and I was like, oh, like like Zane has done it. Zane has done it like just a few months ago even, and Rachel's like power is I think was a problem for Riley and a surprise, just like it was for James when me and James first played her. You're just like I can't like doing hands with Rachel, just warming up. I can't stay with Rachel for more than 4 or 5. She just hit the ball so freaking hard with a soft paddle. It's like it's like bad for my confidence to do hands for too long with this girl when we're about to play. It's like I gotta bail myself out. I can't stay with her. She hits so hard. Um, so I think that caused problems for Riley, like stuff that usually works against most women. She's just shutting it down, including on the last point, and that was so sick. That was so sick. Once we got that match, I felt like that kind of deflated them a little bit because the Kawamoto magic had kind of worn off in singles. They were 5-0 in the last season, but they didn't play well against Chicago. And then me and Rachel were just we played really well in our previous Dream Breaker, and I think we just had all the confidence. And yeah, I mean, Zane and Dream Breakers was a stud both times. I think in both Dream Breakers, Zane went 7-1 against Deco and Riley. He did so well, and I played really well against Jackie. I think that the main thing about our team is like we all still played pretty free in the Dream Breaker. Like I don't think Zane gets tight. I watched a lot of our matches back. I don't think he gets tight. Like I don't know
Yeah,
why. I think it's because he's kind of like a wacky dude. Like he doesn't even get tight. It's so funny. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, I mean, it was a really fun event. Okay, last anything else to say about like anything in general about the event, about the results, the team results?
No, nothing else really stood out. Um, yeah.
All right, give me your like biggest overperformers and underperformers.
Individually or team wise?
Mm, let's go individual. We kind of already mentioned the teams.
That's tough. I was hoping you were gonna say teams.
I know,
Um,
but I'm putting you on the spot. I mean, it's it's
okay.
it's like it's like yes, you know, we never want to say names, but it's also like you can just go on the player ranking list. It's not like this is anything too original we're going to be saying.
I mean, Rachel definitely stands out as an overperformer.
Yeah.
Being a fourth round draft pick and then playing as well as she did is I think, yeah, I don't think anybody else matched that, at least this past event.
You don't want to say
Uh,
an underperformer?
Underperformer, I don't know, because I didn't see a whole lot of like the pool play matches outside of our own because we were playing at the same time as a lot of people and then
Hmm.
had a short break between our matches, so I didn't get to see a lot. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll say a few. I think for people who might have underperformed a little bit relative to their own expectations, like Lacey. I think Lacey went 2-8, 2-9, something like that, and had a lot of match points or chances in the matches that. I mean, she's in a she's playing mixed with Eric Lang, who is a great men's player, but not as good at mixed, of course. But I think I was talking to her like she can play a lot better than that, and she knows it. And I think if she like levels up and plays better in the next event, because I do think she can win mixed matches with Eric Lang. Like Eric is still really solid, and Lacey has so much offense in mixed that if she just kind of dials it in a little more consistent, I think they can get some wins as a number two mixed team. And in women's, they were so close. They beat Callie and Elise to start off the event, which was definitely an upset. But then from there, they lost a few tight ones. Lauren, I think underperformed. They had a lot of drama with her and Julian. It seemed like Julian was pretty unaffected by it. It seemed, he might have embraced, being a little bit of the drama. He likes to have the spotlight on him at MLP, but I thought Lauren could play better, and I'm sure she will in the next one, and that'll be huge for the Rancher squad. I'm always rooting for Tim Plitch. Love him. He was so nice the whole time. His two of his sons who were at the event after the Ranchers were eliminated, they started wearing squeeze stuff. They were cheering for us in the last day, like in full squeeze gear in the first row. It was
Yeah.
awesome. Maddie Pickles got a signed shirt with all of us that Zane wrote 1-0 versus the Ranchers. I think Lauren comes to mind. And then Colin 1-5, playing with J Dub and Megan Dazon. Not good. Raises some questions of. I mean, I think Colin, if there if there's a challenger league next year, I don't know that you could justify taking him in Premier. Honestly, just because if you're 1-2 with J Dub, it's not great. And then Megan Dazon is very solid. I mean, I guess in the last match he played with Tina Pisnik, but still, to not bring home a mixed win is not great. Um, that would be people I would say I thought underperformed. Do you have anyone else you think overperformed other than Rachel?
Um,
I'm looking at the list.
I don't think the Kawamoto's lost a match. I mean,
No, yeah,
not that that's not expected, but like to win every single match when the rally scoring makes it so close, and that's tough to do. So I think they did really good.
yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. I think they're so good. They really make you earn every single point against them. Jade was undefeated up until they lost to Rachel and Zane. Actually, Jade was undefeated. I think Jade was in contention for MVP for sure. if DC, I don't know if it would have been Riley or Jade, but I think both deserving. Yeah, so I thought Tyra played great. She did really well all around and did really well in women's. And I don't know that they lost. I don't know that she lost a mixed match with Federico as well. So Tyra played great, not too unexpected. And Travis as well, I have to say. I think after the first men's match for you guys, winning his next 5.
Yeah.
Travis played great. I think other than that, I feel like most people were kind of around what you would like roughly in the area. That Christian as well. We kind of mentioned him. He played better than a lot of people thought he would. I also thought AJ played well when he was there the first day. It's hard to like. I could name a bunch of names, but a lot of people played great. Some people will, be looking to play better next time. I'm sure some people like myself who had a great event, maybe will not be as sharp. It's really a crapshoot, and it's such a short. It's just a few days. It's really tough, and if you have one bad day, one bad team match, you can really like stink it up for your whole team. And it's like one loss can be so detrimental in pool play. Anything else to say about Premiere?
Nope.
Did you like the change to the scoring to where they're saying there's no freeze and but there's still a freeze? But did you like that change?
I think, from a player standpoint, I kind of like the freeze at 18 for the other team, but from a spectator standpoint, like it made every match like really close. So I guess it made it more exciting for the fans to watch.
Yeah, I liked it from that spectator. I understand it. It's the 2018 thing is really confusing. If they're trying to sell like every point counts, and then it's like at least when you only freeze, you have to win on your serve. They can just say like you have to win on your serve, and it makes more sense in theory. But it definitely happens so fast. Like when in the first team match, like Andre and I are up 2015 against Georgia, we feel like we're cruising. Then it's like in a heartbeat, you're tied up. You feel like your back's against the wall. That's frustrating. But it's just you got to close it out. I don't know. I wouldn't be against if they just did away even with the winning on your serve thing though, and it's just true rally scoring, because then I feel like if you get to the end and you're down 2017, you still feel like you have a chance. You just have to win 3 in a row, 2 on your serve. But if you're down by more than that, it's like you've put yourself in a really bad situation.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It could go either way, but I think it's worth considering just completely doing away with just true rally, embrace true rally. I don't know. Just a thought. Challenger League, didn't follow it as closely as I usually do, to be honest. I was pretty consumed by like what was going on in like my own matches. Like I didn't follow the other groups as closely as I usually do even. But yeah, shout out CJ Klinger. I was really happy for him, though I have never seen anyone tighter than when CJ was playing against Megan Fudge in the semifinals in singles. Megan kind of daddied him up. Like it was so funny. It was because nothing at CJ, but you're generally rooting for the woman in male-female matchups, and it was just so funny. Megan's getting so loud. CJ like missed a serve, like missed a return or two. Poor kid was so tight, but they
made up for it.
Yeah, the rest of the team kind of. I mean, he was 7-5, but a big thing was Yana going even with West Burrows, like 4-4, kind of allowed the other matchups to kind of carry the slack. But that was hilarious, honestly. But a well-deserved MVP. I think he really balled out. I feel kind of bad for Eva and Susanna. They're playing each other in yet another challenger final, but just struggling to get out of there, which is. I'm one of the ones that fall for that, but they seem to be too good for challenger, but people just aren't. I mean, I don't know if we had another draft, tomorrow, like there's a good chance that there's going to be a lot of movement and flux, but it seemed like in challenger, a big theme was the teams that took women early did better, which, it seems like the women are really, really important at the level. The depth is just not as great, and there's a lot of men. I think we'll see a lot of teams will be dropping a player in the shuffle draft at the challenger level. But that's all I really have to say about challenger. Unfortunately, I wish I had more to say, but we've already been talking for too long, and my voice is only going to be worse tomorrow than it is right now.
I guess last thing to mention would be the MVPs. of challengers, CJ Klinger, and for our Premier League, Anna Bright of the Drop,
Yes, thank you. Yeah,
our
CJ.
MVPs of MLP.
Yes, CJ. I think he was really good. So I feel like me and Rachel were probably really even. So the way MVP selection works is there are 5 parties that each get a vote. There's a social vote that's done on like MLP Twitter and Instagram. That's just fans voting. And then the like various media entities in pickleball each have a vote. And then there's like an MLP committee that had a vote. And I'm sure it was like I barely got it because me or Rachel both could have gotten it, and it would have been sick if we were to have gotten it as a 4th round pick. I suspect if we have another great run and somehow get the Dubsky again, which would be sick, but very difficult. A lot has to go right to win, and we were very lucky to win the final. Um, you know, I want my girl Rach to get it. But yeah, I was really happy for CJ. He's improved so fast. I feel like really probably still underrated.
Yeah.
But yeah, are the Rangers going to bounce back? Are the Rangers to the ship next event?
Of course, the Rangers are going to bounce back. What kind of question is that?
But are they going to the ship, or are they just going to make it out of group play? Like, what's the expectation?
We've got to talk about it. Oh, I thought you were going to ask me if we were going to make any trades or anything. We've got to talk about. I don't know. We don't know on that part yet.
Oh my gosh, Tim, trade Dylan, get rid of him.
I think we can. I think
I don't
we
want
can.
him though, but get rid of him.
I think we can make the championship for sure if we play better.
Trav wants it. Travis wants it badly. Get my boy Travis there, and
I
then
think
lose to me.
I thought Travis was playing very well, so I think everybody showed signs of greatness, if you will, and if we just are
When
able
did you
to,
show signs of greatness, Dylan?
huh,
When did you show signs of greatness? Why should you have my babies? Why
man.
should you have my MVP babies?
um, well, next time if we make it there, hopefully it's against you in the finals, and we can play for it.
For who has whose babies? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if it can go that way. I think it's got to stay this way. Maybe if you should win. I'll volunteer Zane to have your babies. I might volunteer Zaner to do that because I don't think that's something that I can do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, um, not unfortunately, that came out wrong. Um, all right, is there anything else to be said? Yeah, okay. How many teams do you think are going to engage in like trades, though? Because I felt like after Mesa last season, I don't know if there were like I don't think any changes were made, pretty much. But then after Daytona, we saw a lot of changes. But I think after Mesa, everyone just chose to kind of stick with their squad. Do you think that's going to happen again, or do you think we're going to see a lot of movement?
My prediction would be that we see a little more movement because I think some teams felt like they waited till too late to make their moves last season. So I would expect to see some more stuff happen between now and the next one.
Yeah, I would think so too, especially because it's like it seems like there's a good chance there's not a distinct premier and challenger next season. So they've kind of done away with promotion relegation. So then it's kind of like these owners they still care, but it's kind of like they can test, they can try some things out. They can see, all right, let's see, let's just have some fun with it. Like are the Breakers going to stay the same? We all know Richie likes to make moves, and now it's like his team did well, but
But they didn't win,
they
and
didn't
that's the
win.
thing for
They didn't
Richie.
win, and Richie
All
always
that
says if
matters.
you don't win, and it's like you're not really playing for because if they were playing for promotion with the Breakers dominating season one, they would okay is perfectly fine. But now it's like, why not swing for the fences and try to make a lot of moves? I could see Richie pulling something. He only keeps one player. I wouldn't even be surprised if Richie just does some crazy stuff and tanks the team more likely than not if he did that much. But yeah, I think we're going to see a lot more movement than we did in season 1 after the first event, because you got to give your team a chance to gel as well, if you make changes you like. So yeah, any last thoughts, Dill? Anything I forgot about?
Next tournament in Vegas. And after
Oh,
that, I think we've got a little
no,
bit of
no,
a
no.
break in it.
Yeah, but we're back to podcasting regularly, so we'll talk about Vegas next week,
Okay. I
because
think that's it then.
that's it then. Oh, and also everyone, Vegas week is my birthday week, so don't forget to tell me happy birthday that week. Don't forget. I will remember. I will remember. Tell me happy birthday. I'm going to be 24. That's mid 20s. Can you imagine being in your mid 20s, Dylan?
Dang, you're getting up there.
I
Getting up
know.
there.
And everybody, like 95% of the people listening to this are definitely like way older than me, and they're like going to be like, no, that's so, like, you're so young. Don't say that. Don't say that. And be like, I'm going to be in my mid 20s. Now I'm in like my low 20s. That's kind of cute and everything. You know, I'm like, you don't have to have things figured out. You just got out of college, right? Mid 20s? Yuck.
Yikes.
Yuck. It's time to start getting someone out of my babies in my mid 20s. Okay, you keep looking at someone, so I feel like, yeah. All right, we'll wrap. But thanks for listening, everyone. And go squeeze. You can get this sick merch on orlandosqueeze.com. And I don't know where you're selling this, but
That is on ddpickleburnch.com.
there. All right. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you.